What's happening? Good day to you. It's Sunday fun day here at the Daily Funk Club, and yeah, I'm really excited to make a video for you this morning. I want to show you a couple different basses, and I want to take a little bit more time to feature the Bergantino Forte head and the HDN 210 cabinet. It got here last week, and I've been featuring this rig throughout the entire week in several different videos. And today I want to show it to you with a couple of my very favorite instruments. The first one that I'm going to show you is called my Rat Rod Jazz, built by Rick Wilson of Moonshine Custom Guitars in Nashville, Tennessee. It's a relic 60s jazz bass that he built for me, and we did this cool relic paint job, and it has a rat on the back, and I just love this instrument, not just because I like old kind of relic looking Fender replica type instruments. That's cool, that is a very cool factor and specifically what I asked for, but it sounds and plays fantastic. It has the classic series Bartolini pickups in it and an old two-band Marcus Miller type preamp in it from Bartolini, and hip shot hardware, and rosewood neck, clay dots, alder body, and what a wonderful, incredibly amazing instrument. That was like, you know, just rolled slightly to the back pickup. Now let's hear it with just the front pickup. Saying this bass just sounds fantastic. It does all the things that I need it and want it and love it to do. And this amp is a real good compliment because the amp is so transparent and so natural sounding. It really sounds like what this bass is putting out there and what my hands are doing. Kind of sound like a broken record saying that. That's the way that it that's just the way that it performs, and that's probably my favorite thing about it. A couple other things that I've come to like really appreciate about this rig over the course of the week is the variable ratio compressor on this amp is done really well. I like to use it kind of set kind of high. Let's hear what it sounds like. This is without it. Here it is at 25%. 50%. 75%. Crank it all the way up. I like it at about between 70 and 75%. It depends on the instrument, of course, and that's just, you know, something I can hear right off. I've gotten kind of familiar with the amp, and now I just plug it in, and I pretty much leave the EQ flat. I boost the bass a sliver, and then I just kind of fiddle with that variable ratio compressor, and I've got my sound. And I'm happy as a clam, you know. If it sounds transparent, it sounds like the bass, it sounds like my hands, then the amp is doing exactly what I need it to do. That's just my thing. I think a lot of other people think that way too. But this instrument has a lot of nuance. These Bartolini pickups and just the nature of the you know, the nature of the woods and the influence of the preamp. It has a lot of nuance. You know, a lot of the different types of techniques that I do within my right hand. And it's got a ton of bass on board the instrument. You know, I can bring in this active bass control. You know, it's interesting how much more low end the C has up here on the E string than at the 3rd fret. And so that's one of the great things about discovering 4-string bass, is that you can get more low end depending on where you play certain notes. Like the B flat, this B flat at the 6th fret has more, you know, it has more low end. I can feel it shaking the room. That one's a little bit more tight and crisp. This one's really big and robust. I don't know if that'll translate onto the video or not. So yeah, I just adore this instrument, built by Rick Wilson down in Nashville, Tennessee, and it sounds fantastic with the Bergantino rig. Now I want to switch over to a different instrument, also one of my all-time favorites that I have here. This is an old P-bass copy, made in Japan in around 1976 or 77 by Univox. And then I got it, I bought it online for a few $100s, and it was, you know, it had the original pickup in it, and it had a big, huge baseball bat neck when I got it. But I just really knew that it had a lot of potential, you know, and so I sent it out to Kerry Nordstrand, and he did a reshaping of the neck, and then Mo did a fret dressing on it and completely re-leveled and redressed out all the frets, made the neck amazing. And then they installed well, originally it was a big man pickup. Now it's a big blade man pickup that I put in, but they routed and made a new custom pickguard for it and put in a 2-band boost only preamp so that I can, now it has this big sweet spot dual coil humbucker. And like I said, this one is the big blade man. It's like a P bass on steroids. And it also has the ability to go between series and parallel. Bring in the preamp a little bit. So this is one of my favorite of all the P-bass type instruments that I have, because it has, now the neck is a lot more like a jazz bass neck. If you notice, it's not the wide 60s deep shallow C. It's got a thinner at the nut, and then the shape that Carrie carved into the back of it is much more like a jazz bass. So it has the P-bass kind of big low mid throat with an expanded kind of girth and just bigness with this this big blade man pickup. Right now I have the bridge cover on with a little bit of very thin foam in there. Layer of foam. I like the way that it just takes off a little bit of that. It just mutes it ever so slightly, and it just really helps keep it with that nice old school kind of tone that I like. I don't like overly muting it with foam, but just a little bit in there. I like it, and especially on this instrument. Is that the fret work and the fret dressing, leveling, crowning, fret edges, everything about the way that Mo did the fret setup on this bass at Nordstrand, it has really, really low action, yet it has no fret buzz at all, and that is just killer. I just love that. I love having, I don't mind having low action, but I don't like fret buzz anywhere. No matter where I play on the instrument, I want it to not have any fret buzz. No bend grind. You know how sometimes when you bend a note, you hear a little grind? None of that grind. It's real smooth. The frets are just polished and crowned, and that stuff makes a huge difference. Same thing on that bass. The way that Rick did the fret work is such an important part. And the nut is another mega huge important part of an instrument. You could take a freaking $100 Affinity Squire that you get off of the church rummage sale, and you know, or $50 or whatever. If you get a new nut put on it by someone who knows what they're doing and have the instrument set up, it makes all the difference in the world. Just the nut, this one little piece makes such a huge difference. And then of course setting it up and having the frets you know, dressed. You know, the same thing goes for if you buy an old vintage instrument like this. It's 30, 40 years old. Buy it for $400, $450, $350, whatever you pay for it, and then spend another $100 bucks, get $150, whatever, getting a good fret dressing done on it. Maybe do a pickup mod, and you will be really, really happy. These old Japan copies are fantastic. You know, I think a lot of people know that nowadays, that anything from the mid 70s to early 80s, the Japan production of Fender copies was really, really well, and some would argue that it was on par with what Fender USA was doing at the time. I certainly believe that, and I have several. I have this Univox, and I have an Aria Pro 2 from the same era, and I have some others as well, and they're just, you know, they're just fantastic. A little TLC, and you end up with a wonderful, wonderful instrument. I have a Squier from the very first year that they made Squier, 1982, a P-bass that I put the P-blade Nordstrand in it and hip-shot hardware, and that bass is fantastic. It's a black and white one, or black with a mint pickguard that I put on there. So that's my video for today, and thanks for watching. Thanks for watching all the videos, and just want to say thanks again to Holly and Jim at Bergantino. I've got another cabinet coming this week, another bigger cabinet, and I'll be starting to take this rig out on some of my gigs and rock it. And right on. I just wish you a great rest of your Sunday and a great week to come. Don't forget to join the Daily Funk Club Mega Prize Giveaway, Spring Prize Giveaway. Join the group on Facebook, and share all the different announcements. I'm making more and more announcements all the time of awesome prizes that I'm going to give away all spring long. All right, friends, have a great one. We'll see you next time. Peace.